A girl decides to prank her scared friend by violently shaking the ladder on a 2,000-foot radio tower. What she doesn't realize is that every shake is loosening the bolts holding the ladder. After an exhausting climb, they finally reach the top and start taking photos and filming videos. But the moment they begin climbing back down, the ladder suddenly slips. In the next second, Becky is left hanging in midair. Her friend desperately grabs the rope and pulls with everything she's got. Becky manages to steady herself, and together they somehow climb back onto the platform. Now they're stranded 2,000 feet above the ground on an abandoned radio tower. They pull out their phones to call for help, but there's no signal at that height. While searching around, Becky finds a toolbox with binoculars and a flare gun. Thinking there might be signal a little lower, she types an SOS message and lowers her phone on a rope. But even after using the entire rope, there's still no signal. So she makes a terrifying decision. She climbs outside the safety rails and carefully makes her way down the broken ladder. Hanging on with one hand, she stretches her phone as low as possible, but it still can't find a signal. With no other choice, she climbs back up. Then Becky comes up with another idea. They place the phone inside a shoe and throw it off the tower for network. But hours pass and nobody comes. The phone was probably destroyed on impact. A little later, they spot a man below through the binoculars. They scream as loud as they can, but from that height, he can't hear a thing. They toss another shoe down. It slams into a metal object with a loud clang. The man walks over, picks it up, looks around, then throws it aside and leaves. Christy wants to fire the flare gun, but Becky tells her to wait. As the sun starts setting, they finally fire it. The first shot misfires. Just as the man is about to drive away, they try again. This time, the flare shoots into the sky. People below notice the bright light and look toward the tower. For a moment, they think they're finally saved, but through the binoculars, they watch those same people break into their car and steal it instead. By the next morning, there's still no rescue. They're almost out of food and water. Then Becky ties herself to a rope and carefully climbs down to retrieve their backpack. Even after all that effort, it's still just out of reach. Finally, she leaps for it and barely manages to grab it. She immediately drinks some water, then uses a selfie stick to hook the rope and climb back up. Christy pulls with all her strength, and somehow Becky makes it safely back to the top. After 2 days without food or water, even their last remaining supplies run out. Then comes the biggest twist of the entire movie. While Christy is talking to Becky, she suddenly notices Becky's face covered in blood. That's when the horrifying truth finally hits her. Becky actually died the first time she fell. Christy couldn't handle the trauma and completely lost touch with reality. She had mistaken the backpack she pulled up for her best friend. The moment she realizes the truth, she completely breaks down. So, will Christy find a way to survive this nightmare, or is it already too late? For more stories like this, like and subscribe to this channel.